This is a 2018 Kia Niro, and it is a modern-day hatchback slash stage wagon that you can take your family places in. Today, I'm going to review its quirks and features, but first, I'm also going to talk about NASCAR and how it wants to become a much more optimized new sport for younger people as well as a diverse crowd. That and nothing else, also a Cars and Bids shout out because that's all I do now, only on this channel. That is Doug DeMuro.
It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
So as I said, continuing this bit from the cold open, I am Doug DeMuro. Just kidding. I'm Chad. Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the They're Going Left news that you didn't know about. So, like I said earlier, NASCAR wants to bring in a new generation of viewers. They want to bring in the millennials and Gen Zers, both of which have had numbers that have increased from the last year. I mean, just look at these numbers. They're higher than what they were last year. Broadcast rights are set to nab in $8 billion in 10 years, which is nothing to scoff at. Of course, that lags behind the NBA, NFL, maybe even golf, maybe even tennis. I haven't done a tennis episode yet. But things are looking up for NASCAR, especially since they want to bring in these new viewers. NASCAR is a different entity now than it was back when it was at its peak. In fact, ratings hit a high in the early 2000s and then tapered off in the 2010s. They used to get maybe 10 million viewers, and now they're barely getting 1 to 2, which is a drastic change, especially for a $8 billion industry. They're starting very simple. In fact, they started last year by asking fans not to wave the Confederate flag. Even racers are asking their fans to not do so. I believe it was Dale Earnhardt Jr. who asked his fans, and they basically did not listen. So not even the most popular racer could sway the people who have already been doing that, let's just say, racist thing for as long as they've been fans. Along with not waving the flag, they're also bringing in a 7th gen car for the new audience. The 6th gen car was fast, but it was also expensive. So now this new car, dubbed Next Gen, is very stock car like, and it even has the styling and proportions of what an electric car will look like, which is pointing to an electric future for racing. This new car, again, called Next Gen, which is not a good name. This new car, again, dubbed Next Gen, which is not a good name, resembles street-style cars, something you would see racing down the local streets of Atlanta, Georgia, which is highly illegal. They have added technology and new parts, sometimes lighter parts, and they're more heavy-duty. The frames are, because fans apparently love to see other cars tap each other when on the road. I mean, look at me in Forza 5. I'm hitting every car possible, which is true. Teams also get a limited number of cars. The number is 7 as opposed to the previous number, which is something I forgot to look up. Lower costs for entry is also another big sticking point, and they're going to have more diverse team owners with that lower cost of entry, because if you have more people who are able to jump in and do it, then they're going to be able to do it. Michael Jordan's is a new NASCAR driver owner, and so is Pitbull, and they're both bringing in Black and Latino drivers into a mostly predominantly white space. Speaking of diversity, there has been a driver diversity program. It's been around for almost 20 years. However, it has not really had that much of an effect. Even a NASCAR insider thinks that it's lacking. With these new programs, there's going to be driver development and recruiting, and they're going to start jumping into gaming for NASCAR and bringing in gambling to the table as well. There's also going to be initiatives for diversity with celebrities like Chad Ochocinco, who I'm sure will pimp anything for any amount of money. The push for millennials and Gen Zers is real, and we're feeling it. The push for diversity is real, and these ideas are almost palpable to a point where that I can definitely see people watching NASCAR in the same way that they watch, I don't know, even golf. Basketball and football and soccer have these legions of fans, and NASCAR, even though it has been in the past racist, its fans have been racist, and they've let things just slide. The NASCAR heads and executives just want money, and the way to bring in more money is not to rely on the past of the good old boys, but also to bring in these newfound fans, such as people like you or me, who don't really watch NASCAR and have seen it from the outside and don't like the things. And that's the Kia Niro, and now I'm going to give it a Doug score, starting with styling. 2, acceleration. 2, handling. 2, fun factor. 2, cool factor. 8, it's a hybrid. Now for the daily Doug score. Features. 3, comfort. 3, quality. 3, practicality. 8, value. 10, for a total Doug score of subscribe and check out one of our other videos. Of course, you can head to the website cpluscomedy.com, where you can see me do non-parody things like talk to your favorite comedians. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ChadBlackWhite. Like us on Facebook. Listen to the Constitutionals podcast wherever you get your podcast. And Doug, I don't know how you do it, but I think I did it better.